You are in your 40s or 50s, and you have done all the things that you need to do to get to this point where you are with your job, let's say. You've had the education, you've worked your way up, you've worked from job to job, you have certifications, you have training, you have done all the things you needed to do to get to this position where you're at now. And yet, sometimes you step into a space, literally or figuratively, where you're thinking, they're going to figure me out. I don't know what I'm talking about. I don't know what I'm doing. Before, let's say, giving a presentation or talking to someone about what you do. And that is what we're going to talk about today. Hello and welcome. I am Carol Covelli. I am a licensed therapist, and this is Redefining 40 Plus, the channel that helps women to live their best lives over 40. And today we're talking about imposter syndrome. Most people at this point know what imposter syndrome is. It is that feeling where, despite all the evidence to the contrary, you do not think you have the knowledge, the skills, the information, whatever it is, to show or to prove that you know what you're doing, you know what you're talking about, that you can be relied on as an expert. And there's a few things I want to say about this, and then I want to talk a little bit about two different approaches to help you to lessen imposter syndrome. So with imposter syndrome, and actually also with performance anxiety, both of them have roots in what you're saying to yourself, right? You have what you know logically, which is the experience, the knowledge, the skills, the whatever you have to make yourself knowledgeable, known, an expert, or have expertise in an area, or have competence in an area to speak on it fluently. And then you have what comes up in imposter syndrome, which is more on the emotional side, and that is do I really know what I'm doing? Are they seeing right through me? They're going to catch me in some kind of wrong information, or they're going to nail me on something that I should have known but I don't know, and all these kind of self-defeating thoughts come up. Here's the thing, what imposter syndrome is, it is your emotional mind, meaning where the deeper emotional experiences that you've experienced through your lifetime are stored. And when you're in a situation that is more stressful, let's say getting up in front of people and giving a presentation or a talk, that emotional mind is going to pop up. And your logical mind, which knows and believes and can rationalize and say that you know on this topic, you know on that topic, you could speak on this, you could speak on that, starts getting overridden by the emotional. I want to talk about two different approaches that can help if you are experiencing imposter syndrome. I'm going to talk to you about something you can do on the logical end of managing or helping with imposter syndrome, to potentially help bring your logical mind a little more on board and to lessen what's coming up emotionally. It's not a long-term fix. It's something that you could do in a moment, or do when you feel you need to if those feelings come up. It can help. It's kind of like a band-aid, but Band-Aids can be helpful sometimes. So let's look at this. What I tell people to do is, when they are not in that moment, so this is if you know you're giving a presentation and you know, let's say this comes up for you way before the fact that you're giving this presentation, let's say, and at a time when you feel kind of calm and centered and just going along with your day, think a little bit about some of the thoughts that have come up during that time of imposter syndrome, or when you feel like you're experiencing imposter syndrome. What are those thoughts? Is it I'm not good enough? Is it I'm a fraud? Is it they're going to see right through me? They're going to they're going to show, they're going to, like the Wizard of Oz, they're going to pull away the curtain and there I am not knowing what I'm doing. Write those thoughts down. And I say write, I do favor handwriting for an exercise like this, but you can absolutely do this in your phone or on the computer. Um, and then write what counters that. So if we're looking at that statement, the imposter syndrome statement, and let's say we're looking at that as a lie that we tell ourselves, what is the truth? Right. So we have the lie, and then we want to write out in great detail what the truth is. And it doesn't have to be, pages and pages and pages of material. It can be if you want it to be, but try to be very specific to write down what the truth is that refutes the lie, and take it with you. Right? Put in your bag. If you hand wrote it, if you put it on your notes app, then you have it on your phone, or take a picture of it if you wrote it down and take it with you, because that is something you will need to read before you start feeling those feelings, or if you can catch when those feelings first start. So this is not something you read right before you, let's say, step in front of an audience to speak. This is something that you do like a day or two before, and you read it several times a day. If you know this is going to come up, you read it as often as you can, up until you feel ready. You can do it up until right before you give a presentation. But we want to, with this exercise, to really look at that lie as, thought that's like, this isn't true, this is ridiculous, that you could look at it and see like, this is silly. I think this, but I know it's not true. And I know it's not true because here is all the evidence. So that is a little exercise that you can try, and hopefully it helps. I'm going to go one step further and say, if you want to address really what's underneath, so this is kind of what I spoke about, was the Band-Aid. Now, if you want to talk about what's underneath, what are the experiences, what have you been through in your life that is feeding that lie, then going to therapy would be very helpful, and especially with a therapist that does look at these deeper layers. So in my practice, I use brain spotting. So when something like this, I would actually use two brain spots, one for the lie and one for the truth, wherever they may be. And brain spotting is focused mindfulness. So we choose a fixed eye position, and you process by looking at that eye position. And by doing that, it brings up the related material to what we're working on that needs to be processed, that's stuck in your body. This is a very brief description, and at some point I will do a video that talks more in detail about brain spotting. But like I said, for imposter syndrome, you can have that skill to take with you in those moments where you need that Band-Aid, and you need that to get over that hump. But if you want to change that perspective in a deeper way and make bigger shifts, so you cannot, so for you to not experience the imposter syndrome, then consider doing the deeper work of therapy. And with that, if you would like to comment, let me know below what your thoughts are. Maybe you're not into the deeper work of therapy. Maybe you like the skills more. Maybe you've tried the skills and said, it wasn't really until I did the deeper work, that I saw some real improvements in managing or overcoming my imposter syndrome. Let me know your thoughts. I'd love to hear it. And if you found any value in this video, then please like it. If you'd like to see more videos from me, then please subscribe. And I look forward to seeing you in the next one.